Welcome to the ISP of Mitch, Spencer, and Howard Holmes. We are doing the baking soda and vinegar reaction test, but basically they're going to explode. To make this our own experiment, we are changing the ratios and the amount of baking soda and vinegar to see if it'll still react and if the reaction time will change. So our problem is what will happen if we mix the baking soda with vinegar. And our hypothesis is if we mix more baking soda and more vinegar, it will cause faster reactions and larger explosions. Methods and materials. Materials, you're going to need a set of measuring spoons, 2 5mm measuring spoons or teaspoons, 2 small plastic food containers with snap-on lids for multiple tests. Any brand of baking soda, any brand of vinegar, safe workspace outdoors. We don't want a mess inside. A Ziploc baggie if you don't have food containers, which we do have. Safety glasses, a must. We must protect the eyes. For your procedure, you're going to first fill your container with a set amount of vinegar. Always do whichever part has more first. Add your set amount of baking soda. Close the lid and then record what happens, how high it flies, and the reaction time. As the data below you can see, with the 5 milliliters to 10 milliliters, the container popped, and it took 4 seconds. 10 milliliters of baking soda to 5 milliliters of vinegar, the container did not pop. There is a lot of baking soda left over. Amount of baking soda for the next one was 5 milliliters, and the amount of vinegar was 5 milliliters. The container did not pop, and no, not a lot of pressure was built up. And then a 7.5 milliliters of baking soda to 15 milliliters of vinegar. The container popped in 3.5 seconds and went several feet higher than it did before.
And for the analysis of this experiment, it was quite conclusive. The data showed that a ratio of 1 to 2, 1 being 1 part baking soda and 2 parts vinegar, was a better test. And if you use more baking soda and vinegar, it would not pop. There wouldn't be an explosion. And the hypothesis was supported in part because you had to have a certain ratio for it to be a good explosion, because our hypothesis was if we mix more baking soda with more vinegar, it would cause faster reactions and larger explosions. And that was true, but only if you had the correct
1 to 2 ratio.
Yeah. And for the 7.5 milliliter to 15 milliliter test, obviously it would pop faster because we didn't change the size of the container that we used. And for limitations, there were actually several. First, when you put the lid on the container, do the experiment, you couldn't put it on fast enough to trap all the pressure. And so this could affect the time that it would have popped, or like how much pressure was built. And there wasn't really a way to change this, because unless you have superhuman hands. And then the measuring spoons weren't exact when you measured, so you couldn't get 5 milliliters and 10 milliliters every time.
It could have been easier if you had like a
I guess beakers and stuff.
speakers, yeah.
Balance. And then another one is sometimes we can clean out the container before we do another experiment, so there could have been vinegar left over that reacted with some baking soda prematurely. Thank you for watching. This has been the ISP of Howard Holmes
And Mitch Spencer.
Thank you.